found this like crowded room of people. Though the broadcast is popular and everything, quickly realized it was not for me. Joining us this morning, David Bowie and Reeves Gabrels. How about a hand for these guys for showing up?
Hi, Jim.
Morning.
We just finished doing a whole 15 minutes of 60s rock hits.
And I missed it?
Yeah.
You didn't come down and get me?
No, we just did I Want to Be Your Dog. We just finished that one. You just missed that one.
Can we just go maybe an hour then this morning? Hour and a half? 2 hours then? Just include all those?
It can never be too long. Before this, we were up around, well, it was about 3 o'clock. Yeah. We went up and we did a bungee jump just to, keep body and soul together.
Get the blood to the brain.
Should I believe this?
There's nothing
This is
like
true.
hanging upside down from a big rubber band.
The Seattle bungee jump's a traditional thing that we do when we come into town.
Famous all over the world.
It's famous all over our world.
I have to confess to a pretty big case of nerves right now because I skipped school to see the Station to Station tour.
You look a little too old to skip school there, Jim.
It was a while ago.
Oh, I see.
I just fear that if, one of my teachers is listening and now you and me in the same room again together, they might put it all together and
Well, we've just required this little group to bring notes, those of you that were late. And there were some.
That's pretty amazing. Who was late? What's your excuse?
Let's pick on the crowd.
See, he knows.
What's your name? Chris was late.
Chris. An amazing show last night.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely incredible. From that Station to Station tour, pretty much through the rest of your playing days, you've played arenas, stadiums.
Yeah.
I saw you at the US Festival as well. 500,000 people.
Yeah.
Why
we just came back from, this is really the, not the tail end, because it's the beginning for us for working in America. But we've been working festivals in Europe this year, which was in between. We're doing the same kind of thing, but because it was the festival season, we did a lot of festivals through Europe, working with some really great acts like Chemical Brothers and Prodigy, Rage Against the Machine. It was really fantastic. 25 festivals, and then would do clubs as well, and small theatres, much like we're doing now.
The whole States tour is going to be small theatres?
Yeah, well, we've got to do a couple of bigger things like the Universal Amphitheatre. We're doing a few nights there in LA, and Radio City in New York and all that. But on the whole, I've kept it down to the kind of thing that we did last night.
And how come you wanted to do that?
Because I'm a really generous, wonderful, loving guy.
The tickets sold out in 20 minutes, by the way, so...
Shit, we should have done more nights.
Yeah, maybe so. Maybe you'll have to come back and do another one here at the Paramount. That was absolutely amazing.
It's been a fantastic reaction to the fact that we were coming here to tour. It's been really great.
Did any of you guys in the room here see the show last night? Was it amazing? The staging...
They were getting ready for this morning, though.
That's right. The staging was absolutely incredible.
That's pretty nifty.
It is. It's nonstop. I found myself taking my eyes off you and then kicking myself for doing that. But
Well,
that's how amazing
I should kick Tony Ausler, who's a media artist, comes out of New York. We worked together in an art show a couple of years ago, and we became good friends. And he designed some of the projection work, specifically the eerie faces on the three-dimensional faces.
Right.
He's pretty cool. Does some great things.
It's very cool. Do you have a best concert that you've ever played, one that sticks out in your brain as...
Probably last night.
That's called short-term memory, right?
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
I believe so. Is it the short-term memory? Speaking of the microphone, Reeves, if you're going to be up here, just contribute.
I'll be quiet.
Well, how would you like to turn this into a little concert right now?
Well, the thing is, of course, you must remember that this is the hour that your very own Jimi Hendrix went on stage at Woodstock. Around now, it's around 7 in the morning, wasn't it?
So you're going to do the Star Spangled Banner? Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
Acoustic guitars?
So we're going to do just a mind-boggling show. I mean, I can't actually sing a song with a note in that is above.
Sounds good to me.
So we're kind of stuck with what we're going to sing. So I probably will get Chris up here to sing most of the songs for us.
Please play us one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, with that. Do you want to talk some more? Are you
Rather, let's just talk the whole half hour, shall we?
I don't think you're getting away with that.
I don't know. What should we going to do? Well, this is should we do the funny one?
Depends on what you think funny is.
Anything from Tin Machine.
Hey, what's the secret of your success?
I'm sorry, I'm way behind that one. Try it again.
What's the
timing? Okay. She had 100 rooms, she was tired, can I be? When I looked in her eyes, they were blue with nobody home. Well, she could have been a killer if she didn't walk the way she do. She opened strange doors we'd never close again. She began to wail, jealous and scream, waiting at the lights, you know what I mean. Scary monsters, super creeps, keeps me running, running scared. Scary monsters, super creeps, keeps me running, running scared. She asked to stay and I stole her room. She asked for my love and I gave her a dangerous smile. Now she's stooping on the streets and she can't socialize. Well, I love the little girl and I love her till the day she dies. She picked up his guitar sound, jealous as scream, waiting at the lights, you know what I mean. Scary monsters, super creeps, keeps me running, running scared. Scary monsters, super creeps, keeps me running, running scared. Scary monsters, super creeps, keeps me running, running scared. Scary monsters, super creeps, keeps me running, running scared.
So you weren't kidding last night about that one.
Well, the country and western version.
Country western
We
version.
also do a waltz version of Let's Dance.
And weddings and
a
bar
rumba,
mitzvahs.
the rumba of China Girl goes down particularly well, we find, especially at this season.
Or on the Love
It
Boat
being
Cruise
rumba
or something like
The
that.
rumba season, being the rumba season, yeah.
Why don't you introduce to everybody your partner in crime here and tell us how you two guys hooked up?
I thought you brought it. It's not one of yours. I thought this was staff guitar player. Staff guitar player. This is Reeves Gabrels, my friend of many years. And it do seem like a day too much. We
Open another can of guitar players.
we met on the there was a tour I was doing in 1987. No, 10 years actually we've been working together. And Reeves came along on that tour.
I still haven't gotten the ring.
That's not what you told me earlier. Oh, that was Ringworm.
Yeah.
Sorry. And we started, he sent me, actually he didn't. Somebody else sent me a cassette of his playing, and it was stuff that he'd been doing in Boston. And I thought he was really terrifying. I didn't get the notes, they were all in the wrong places, and I thought, this is the guy for me. So we started working together, and we put together the band Tin Machine with Hunt and Tony Sales. That lasted about 4 years, believe it or not. That was a long trip, that thing. And then after that, we've been working ever since, working together, and it just never stopped.
At what age did you know that you wanted to be a musician?
7.
Really?
Seriously, yeah.
Were you playing an instrument at that point?
No, I was playing the gramophone.
Over and over and
I was
over.
a professional gramophone player, yeah. And I had early records like, let me see now, I was going to make you laugh. Well, after I got out of Danny Kaye, you know, and Inchworm. Actually, there's a song that he did. Inchworm is a beautiful... 2 and 2 are 4, 4 and 4 are 8, 8 and 8 are 16, 16 and 16 are 32.
We did that one night in the middle of...
Yeah, we actually did that.
With Tin Machine.
With Tin Machine. We did we did a whole thing on Danny Kaye, didn't we? There once was an ugly duckling. So once I got out of my Danny Kaye period, the first record I think that I made my mother buy me was one tall flying purple people eat a pigeon dog. That one. Who was that one? I know. Sheb Wooley.
Absolutely.
Sheb Wooley. Just around the same time that I think the Heartbreak Hotel probably came out.
So you went with the Sheb Wooley instead of the Elvis
Sheb
Presley.
Wooley, Elvis, and no, I had my cousin bought Heartbreak Hotel, Christina. And I had Fats Domino's.
Blueberry Hill.
It must have been Blueberry Hill, yeah. But she left Blueberry Hill in the sun on the table, so it became a vase. You know when it goes like that. And so I took her. I took the Elvis Presley thing, and then I got She's Got It by Little Richard, and that really was the one. That was the thing. When I heard the sax line up behind Little Richard, that's when I decided I was going to grow up and be a sax player behind Little Richard.
Was that your first instrument? Sax?
Yes, it was. Yeah, it was very hard to tell. You'd never know.
What would you have been if you weren't a musician and you can't pick actor or artist?
Well, actually, artist it would have been, because when I was at school, I was training to be an artist, and briefly for about 2 or 3 months, I worked as a commercial artist, a visualizer, because that's the neat money way of making a living out of art. But it just wasn't working for me, because I had romantic ideas that I wanted to be a painter, but of course couldn't make a living as a painter. I couldn't anyway.
Did you ever have any regular jobs?
Yeah, dozens and dozens, but that was just to support me as being a musician. Mm-hmm. Everything from waiting tables to worked in a Xerox shop. That was the best one, because I just got to go in anytime I wanted, and he'd give me money for however many hours I put in. It was 24 hours, so I needed a few bucks so I could just go in and work. And it was in there that I got to Lobsang Rampa, who was writing these extraordinary books, fake books on Tibet around that time. Anyone heard of Lobsang Rampa? Nah, this was like a cult thing in the 60s. And he was suing somebody because they wouldn't pay him publishing money. And I got access to all this material in the Xerox shop. And fortuitously, he kind of turned me on to Tibetan Buddhism. And then that sent me off in a whole new direction.
That was through the Xerox shop?
That was through the Xerox shop.
All right.
I found...
Got to Xerox posters of your band's performances, obviously. That's what happens around
I did
here,
all
I
that, yeah. I was making up little posters to stick around town and stuff like that.
That and restaurant work, I think, are where the musicians work around here so they can eat and so they can copy posters for
That's
their
right,
band.
it's the same old story, you know, same old. And we had a bus, well, it was an ambulance, an old London ambulance, that we lived in, outside a cafe in just off Tottenham Court Road in London. And we lived in there, about 4 of us lived in this ambulance for about 3 or 4 months. It was cheap.
We'd love to hear another song, and then these guys and some other listeners have sent in some questions that we'll ask you after that.
Oh, let's take some questions now.
Let's hear another song, right? Another song?
Oh, boy. Well, let's do a depressing one then. This is, there's a very excellent film coming out in a couple of months' time with Kevin Kline and Sigourney Weaver. It's called The Ice Storm, and it was based on a book by a New York writer called Rick Moody. And it's really the ups and downs of a dysfunctional family living during the 70s, period I've only heard about. And the song that they chose to lead off the movie with is in fact a Tin Machine song. It's called I Can't Read. I can't read, and I can't write down. I don't know a book from Countdown. And I don't care which shadow gets me. All I've got is someone's face. Money goes to money heaven. Bodies go to body hell. I just cough and catch the chase. Switch the channel, watch the police cars. I can't reach it anymore. I just sit back and ignore. Just can't get it right, just can't get it right. I can't reach it, I can't reach it. See a famous smile, no matter where you run your mile. To be right in that photograph. Where's my 15 minutes? I can't reach it anymore. I just sit back and ignore. Just can't get it right, just can't get it right. I can't reach it, I can't reach it.
David Bowie and Reeves Gabrels live on 107.7 The End.
So stupid, that. I mean, not even talking about.
You do what you can.
You do what you can, yeah. Yeah.
I think we got it.
Yeah.
Let me ask you some questions that came in from our listeners, some of whom are in this room.
Please,
and they'll probably squeal with delight when it's theirs. What do you think?
Squeal, baby. There's a joke in there somewhere, isn't there? It's the mouse and the elephant in the jungle.
A place we're not going.
The coconut. Yeah, squeal, baby.
What do you think has been the key to your longevity in the music business?
Timing.
Timing. You know, I really, you know, I wonder, David Bowie, how does he do it? How does he just keep on going year after year? I think probably I just thoroughly enjoy what I do, and it really comes down to that. Because when I'm not enjoying it, I just want to pack up. When I am enjoying it, I could just go on forever.
What bands or artists do you like or listen to today?
Right now? Well, frankly, a lot of it is European stuff. I like Soul Coffee. They're really cool. There's a few bands not too well known over here, like Photech, Apollo 440. They're pretty good. In fact, we worked with Apollo 440 this year a lot. They were on a lot of the festivals. They're a wonderful band. Possibly we see a lot of there's a similarity in approach. They're also working with a lot of dance vocabulary in terms of the beats and whatever, and they're a live band that works with it. So, you know, there are not too many of us around working in that particular area. A lot of the stuff is like pure kind of computer or not.
Tell us about Earthling and how you got interested in taking that approach to your music.
Well, it really was simply that. When I was living in the early 90s, 1990, I was back in the States, and I was in Los Angeles, and I was kind of living over there. That's where I met my wife. And around that time, I was very influenced by a lot of the dance and black music that was happening in America. And I guess that produced things like black tie, white noise, and that approach, and I was just starting to get into kind of trip hop and that kind of feel on a lot of those tracks, and it just expanded from that point. And throughout the 90s, I've been really paying pretty close attention to the dance scene, where I find a lot of the most energizing music is. I've got my own ideas on what you should be able to do with it, which that's how things like Outside and Earthling came about. But it was really, I mean, it's always been, over the years, I've always been attracted by dance music. And somehow or other, I've kind of amalgamated it into the hybrid that my music is, I guess.
Is there going to be a David Bowie tribute album? We keep hearing.
I'm doing one right now, yes. I'm singing all my biggest... No, not as far as I'm aware, there isn't.
Really?
No.
There's lots of rumors that you are organizing or helping to organize contemporary bands playing.
No, I help to organize old people getting across the street. That's about the only thing I organize.
Okay, the other rumor we're hearing is that you're going to be working with Trent Reznor on some music in the near future.
That is true. In fact, Trent Reznor's just done a wonderful mix of I'm Afraid of Americans. I mean, when he first heard the album, he said, that's the one I want to do. So I said, be my guest. So he took it, and I think it comes out in a couple of weeks' time, but it's really great. I'm very, very happy with it. Very excited. And we're going to do some work together next year, yeah.
That's exciting.
So, yeah, it is.
Is there anybody
It gets
else?
me to New Orleans.
Is there anybody you haven't worked with yet that you'd like to?
Oh, maybe I'm not supposed to say that. Sorry, Trent. No, he's living in Akron. No, it's quite well known he lives down there, isn't it?
Yes.
I don't want to blow anybody's privacy.
Anyone you haven't worked with that you'd like to?
Well, I think we both we kind of like to work with Goldie. I just did one thing for him for his album, which comes out in October. But I'd like to do some work with Goldie. I've got an immense respect for him. I mean, he really started what was called jungle, or drum and bass now. Right. He was one of the real pioneers of it, and I think he's just top man. He's really great.
Well, I'm sort of getting the wrap-up signal, so
no, we haven't.
Instead of hearing me talk some more, why don't you guys play one more song for us?
Oh, that's unfair. What are we going to do, Reese?
Let's do the funny one.
We did the funny one. What, you think Crashing is a funny one? Wow, you're strange. This is why I love you, yeah. All right. Oh, God, what are we going to do? Okay, this is a song from the Low album. We haven't done this one before. This is kind of strange. Every chance that I take it on the road. Kilometers and the red lights, never looking left or right. crashing in the same car. Jasmine, I saw you peeping as I put my foot down to the floor. Round and round the hotel garage, must have been touching close to 94. And I'm always crashing in the same car. Crashing in the same car. Yes, I'm always crashing in the same car.
Live on 107.7 The End, David Bowie and Reeves Gabrels. Thank you for stopping by this morning. It was an absolute honor to have you here.
Oh, it's a great pleasure. Really cool.
This is 107.7 The End.